Okay, all the best movies of 2025. Now, these are not in any particular order, I swear. These are actually, they are. They're in the order in which I watched them because I keep lists as I watch films and then things get moved and bumped and whatever. But these are all films I gave 10 out of 10. If you've been following me for any extended period of time, you know how stingy I am with 10 out of 10s. I do not give films 10s unless I feel genuinely they are perfect. For some historical context, I think one of the only films that truly deserves the title of perfect is The Princess Bride. It's my favorite movie of all time. It is 10 out of 10. It is the best movie on the planet Earth, and no, I will not be taking any comments to the contrary. So these are just all 10 out of 10 movies in the order in which I watched them. These are the movies that should be getting Oscar nominations. Every single one of these movies deserves an Oscar nomination. Are they going to get it? No. We'll talk about that in a second. I will be doing my Oscar predictions today also. But these are what should be the Oscar nominations because I'm right and the Academy, who doesn't even watch all of the films they're supposed to, are wrong. First up, Train Dreams. Quiet, irreverent, beautiful. It's one of those movies that kind of like sneaks up on you. You're watching it and you're thinking, wow, this is really beautiful to watch. This is great cinematography. And then the story hits you and you have tears in your eyes. It's a really beautiful film and I'm shocked and appalled it's not getting more awards attention. Next up, obviously, Sinners. Sinners was a solid vampire film. It was fun. It had good scary moments, a great depiction of vampires, and it did that while balancing two love stories that were really well fleshed out for the amount of screen time they got, and it did that while delivering the most poignant racial commentary and the most gorgeous direction and cinematography we have ever seen in a horror movie. I really don't know how to describe my feelings during the juke scene, where time is non-existent and different genres of music are blurring in and out. That scene alone was a feat of filmmaking. It was the most emotional, excited, and captivated I felt during a film all year. It was incredible. Third, we've got The Ballad of Wallace Island. I love my quiet movies. They tend to be set in more rural areas, so you just kind of get beautiful cinematography as part of the narrative. This movie was really about the healing power of music. I'm a music kid, so that really kind of hit. All the characters got a happy ending, just not necessarily in the way that they wanted, but in the way that they needed. And I really loved that. Also, just a little tip, if you find a smaller movie without like a giant marketing budget, you just happen to stumble upon it, movie theater trailer or whatever, and the main cast is also the producers, it's gonna be more often than not a great movie because it means that the people making it really care about it. It means that they worked really hard to make this movie for you and it's gonna be good. Obviously, Hamnet. It's my film of the year. Everything on this list should be in the Oscar conversation. But Hamnet is my best film of the year. It breathed. The film itself and the emotions it carried with it were alive. I felt like I was in the field watching these two fall in love. I was there with them in the Globe watching Jessie Buckley give perhaps the best performance we've seen from any actor, male or female, in the last 5 years. I cried, and then I just had to sit with it for a few hours after. It was beautiful and brilliant, and Chloe Zhao is not getting enough recognition for the awesome, incredible, breathtaking film she created. And I really hope that changes with the Oscars. It won't, because she's a woman, but here we are. Life of Chuck. So there's a lot of contemplating life and death on this list, but this movie did it the best. The fact that it's been in no awards conversations is almost funny if it wasn't so tragic. Recency bias should not be a factor among professionals, but here we are. Top 3 films of the year, easily. Tom Hiddleston was great, but what set this film apart was its narrative structure. We are told the story backwards, and that's also how information is trickled out. It was amazing. I was enraptured in every single second of this movie, and it deserves way more recognition than it's getting. Which brings us to another movie not getting enough recognition, Begonia. Yorgos Lanthimos, come on down, buddy, you've done it again. I have a love-hate relationship with this man. He is either untouchably brilliant or sloppy and saying absolutely nothing, and he really doesn't seem to have an in-between. Begonia was brilliant. The layers and complexities of his social commentary are incredible. There's not really a villain and a hero. There's not a good guy and a bad guy. I mean, there is. There's the oppressed and the oppressor. But both sides are extremely nuanced and layered, and there's no innocent party. And this is something he does really well in all his films, but specifically this one, it's just so good, and Jesse Plemons needs to be in more Oscar conversations, guys. I understand not everyone saw Begonia, but fix that, because he was phenomenal. We have then Frankenstein. Yeah, I know. The Academy hates genre films, but too bad. This one was one of the best films of the year. Del Toro was made for this film. He was literally meant to make it. I really don't care how you feel about it as an adaptation. It did a great job while highlighting the parts of the story that are often overlooked. Victor is the bad guy, and I feel like it still has to be explained to too many people that Victor's the problem, and that's why the monster was portrayed the way he was, because the general public is stupid, and they need to be led directly to conclusions because they can't handle critical thought. And Del Toro managed to do that without spoon-feeding it to the rest of us. He never made the audience feel stupid by over-explaining, and I loved that. These last three here, guys. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Do not call yourself a cinephile if you don't have any foreign films in your top films of the year. What if I just didn't connect with any of them? Why don't you sit there and ask yourself why the foreign films were the ones you couldn't connect with? I don't know. Maybe just sit there with that in your body for a while. Seurat was tense. It was gripping. I was filled with so much anxiety so much of the time, but like in a good way. Like they built up the tension in the film really well. It is a gut punch of a movie, but a really well delivered one. It was really good. Mickey 17. Recency bias strikes again. Mickey 17 was released in like February and then everyone forgot about it, but it's so good. Rob Pattinson really shows his range in this film. It was action-packed, it was funny, it was a really great movie. I also really applaud Mark Ruffalo's commitment to weird movies and weird parts. I love that for him. He seems to have found a niche for himself and it's great. And it's Yorgos Lanthimos films. Good. And then Mickey 17 was he was a cult leader essentially, and it was great. Yorgos Lanthimos should use him more. This was Bong Joon, and damn, it was great. Oh my god, okay, my last entry. Listen please, this is very important. If my descriptions or my reviews of any of these movies have led you to wanting to watch any of them, please do. If I could plead for you to watch one, it's this last one. Belen. The fact that this hasn't been nominated for a bunch of stuff this year makes me want to die. Belen is so good and is so necessary as a film. I cried during the last monologue. This is another one I just had to sit with for a while after it was over. If you are a human being, you need to watch this movie. It's so important, and it's so important to us, especially right now. All of these movies are fantastic. You should watch all of them. But if there is one that is necessary for your life, it's this one. Belen needs to be watched by everyone and talked about by everyone. The fact that it's not in awards conversations makes me so angry because I know why. Please watch it. It is extremely important. But those are my top 10 films of 2025.